Someone save me, save me. Toan, where are you? I'm so scared, I want to go home.
Ly Tu Diem, where are you? Did something happen to you? I miss her so much. I have to go find her.
Hello everyone. I send you my sincerest wishes for good health and peace in your heart. There were times I thought I wouldn't make it, times when silence became my only companion. But after everything, I'm still here, still breathing, still holding on. Is it fate that brought me back, or just a brief moment borrowed from time? This reunion, unexpected and fragile, makes me wonder, was it written in the stars, or is it only passing through like a dream we wake from too soon? The marketplace was loud that morning, children laughing, vendors calling out prices, the scent of fresh herbs and grilled corn in the air. It was an ordinary day for most, but not for him. Toan stood still in the middle of the crowd, his heart pounding wildly in his chest. His eyes were fixed on one figure, a woman in a simple white-out dye, her long hair tied back, her movements graceful yet cautious as she arranged a few bundles of bamboo shoots on a cloth beside the sidewalk. His breath caught. No, it couldn't be. But it was Ly Tu Diem, the woman everyone thought had vanished, the one he had searched for through forests, hospitals, villages, even in dreams. After all this time, she was alive. Months had passed since her accident. After collapsing deep in the forest, Diem had been found and cared for by a group of kind villagers. With no phone, no documents, and still recovering from injury, she had decided not to return, afraid of being a burden, and unsure if she still had a place in Toan's world. But Toan had never stopped looking. Every photo, every post in the countryside, every trip to small towns, he had searched endlessly, not knowing that the woman he longed for was just one province away, selling bamboo shoots to survive. He stepped closer, unsure if he was walking or floating. Diem Tu Diem. The woman froze, slowly. She looked up. Their eyes met. Time stood still. The noise of the market faded into silence. Toan, she whispered, almost not believing her own voice. It's really you, he said, his voice shaking. You're alive. I'm sorry, she said softly, looking down. I didn't know how to come back. I thought maybe you had moved on. Toan knelt down, not caring who was watching. I never stopped looking. I never stopped waiting. I even cooked dinner that night. Remember, you never came home. Her lips quivered and tears brimmed in her eyes. I wanted to, but I was so scared. He gently reached for her hand. You don't have to be scared anymore. I'm here, and I'm not letting you disappear again. People around them watched in curiosity, some recognizing the man on the front pages of newspapers, now holding the hand of a woman in a worn dress. But neither of them noticed. The world had narrowed down to two heartbeats finally finding their rhythm again. Was it a fated reunion, or just a fleeting moment of unfinished love? Only time would answer. But one thing was certain: after all the pain, all the distance, and all the silent prayers, Ly Tu Diem was alive. And for Toan, that was enough to start again. Some people leave to protect you, some stay to fight for you, and sometimes the ones who return are the ones you never stopped loving. The silence between them was heavy, yet gentle, like a pause between heartbeats. Toan held Tu Diem's hand tightly, as if afraid she might disappear again. She looked thinner than before. Her eyes carried shadows of fatigue, but her soul, it was still the same, quiet, kind, and full of hidden strength. Come with me, he said softly. Diem hesitated. Toan, I can't just walk back into your world. I'm not the same woman you once knew. I have nothing now, no job, no title, not even a home. Toan looked into her eyes. You have everything that matters. You're alive. You're here. That's more than enough. He took her to a small cafe at the edge of town, away from the curious eyes of the market crowd. There, over a cup of warm ginger tea, Diem slowly opened up. I was found by an old couple after I fell, she explained. They took care of me, and when I got better, I worked for food cleaning, helping in their garden. I didn't dare reach out. I didn't want to be a burden. Toan's voice cracked. You were never a burden. I thought I lost you, Diem, for weeks. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Every time the phone rang, I hoped it was you. And every night, I cooked dinner and left your seat at the table empty. Her eyes welled up. I missed you. Tooch every single day. They sat in silence again, not needing to speak. Their presence said more than words could. Then, slowly, Diem reached into her pocket and placed something small on the table. It was a tiny crocheted flower. I made this during the nights I couldn't sleep. I kept it close, hoping that one day I'd have the courage to find you again. Toan picked it up gently, holding it like something sacred. You did find me, he whispered, and now I'm never letting you go. That evening, Toan took her back not to the cold mansion she once feared, but to the small house by the hill, the one with the flowers she once loved, and the kitchen she once cooked in. When she stepped inside, her eyes widened. Everything was still the same. Her favorite blanket, still on the chair, her cup still on the shelf. And above the table, a note that Toan had never removed. Come home, Diem. I'll wait. She turned to look at him, overwhelmed. I meant it, Toan said, stepping beside her. I didn't move on. I didn't replace you. This has always been your home. That night, under a sky filled with stars, Diem stood quietly on the porch, watching the wind dance through the trees. Toan walked up beside her and handed her a warm bowl of soup. For now, he said with a soft smile, no more running, just rest. She took the bowl with both hands, her fingers brushing his. For now, I'll stay. Was it fate? Was it forgiveness? Or simply love, quiet, patient, and waiting? Whatever it was, Ly Tu Diem was home again, and this time, Toan wouldn't let her go. The days that followed were quiet but filled with meaning. Tu Diem woke each morning to the sound of birdsong, the smell of fresh tea, and the soft hum of Toan making breakfast in the kitchen. For the first time in a long while, she didn't have to run, didn't have to hide, and didn't have to survive. She could simply breathe. One morning, she stepped into the garden and saw something that made her pause. Rows of young plants, basil, mint, morning glory neatly lined the earth. A small sign written in Toan's handwriting stood in the corner. Diem's garden, welcome home, she smiled. And for the first time, in what felt like years, her smile reached her eyes. Meanwhile, Toan resumed work, but with a new perspective. His once steel-cold demeanor had softened. He still ran the company with precision, but now he left meetings early to make dinner, canceled travel plans to spend time with Diem, and reminded his employees to take care of their families before deadlines. It surprised everyone, especially his mother. One evening, as she visited the Hill house and watched Diem preparing dinner, she pulled Toan aside. She's different, she said. She's everything, he replied simply. The older woman nodded, her voice lower. You've changed too, for the better. But just as peace began to bloom, a letter arrived. It was from the family Diem once escaped the same cruel people who had tried to sell her, silence her, and bury her past. The letter was cold, legal, and direct. You are dead, return, or face consequences. Diem held the letter with trembling hands, her heart dropping back into fear. The nightmare she thought she had escaped now loomed again. That night, she sat on the porch, eyes lost in the darkness. Toan noticed her silence and gently sat beside her. What is it? She showed him the letter. Barely able to speak, Toan read it once, then twice. His expression darkened not with fear, but with fire. They don't get to hurt you again, he said, not while I'm here. But what if it ruins everything? She whispered, "What if loving me puts you in danger too?" He turned to her, voice firm but kind. "Loving you doesn't weaken me. It gives me purpose. You are not a shameful past, Diem. You're my future." The next morning, Toan contacted a legal team. Top-tier. Discreet. Powerful. He vowed to fight for her not just in the courtroom, but in her heart. Whatever it takes to make her feel safe again, he told them. Diem, watching from afar, realized something deeper than all the love letters, promises, and tears. Toan wasn't just someone who loved her when she was strong. He loved her enough to protect her when she was afraid. And so, the story that began in a forgotten corner of a forest, the love that nearly ended with silence and pain, now stood on the edge of justice, healing, and a second chance. The question now was no longer, is she alive? It was, will they finally get to live in peace together? The story of Ly Tu Diem and Toan reminds us of one of the most powerful truths in life. Love is not just about holding hands in the sunlight. It's about standing beside each other through the darkest storms. Tu Diem's journey reflects the resilience of those who have been broken, abandoned, and betrayed, but who still find the strength to survive with grace and kindness. She didn't need to be perfect or strong all the time. What she needed was someone who saw her pain and chose to stay. Toan's transformation teaches us that true love is not just about passion or attraction. It's about protection, respect, and the courage to fight for someone when they can't fight for themselves. From their story, we learn the past does not define your worth. Even if you come from pain or trauma, you still deserve love, dignity, and a future. Real love is not afraid of scars. It embraces them and patiently helps heal them one day at a time. Protecting someone is a form of love, not through control, but through compassion, action, and presence. And above all, when you find someone who brings you peace, not chaos, not fear, not doubt, hold onto them. Because love like that is rare and worth fighting for. Tu Diem thought she was alone. Toan proved she was never forgotten. Their story is a reminder to all of us, no matter how lost we feel, real love will always find its way back.